me Ewok Shovels, Droids, and Wookiees. It's Anna, also known as That Star Wars Girl, and in today's video I'm going to be doing a review of Episode 3 of Alien Earth. Now, the very last episode, Episode 2, was left on this huge cliffhanger, which is, of course, they're all standing around the eggs. The eggs are probably going to open, considering he is right there, and you're like, oh my gosh, get away, you're going to get hit with a facehugger right as, like, Wendy has saved you. And then, right at the last second, when the episode is about to end, bam, there pops out the xenomorph, and you know, the xenomorph grabs the brother, they fall down this hole, and what's gonna happen? Oh yeah, Wendy's gonna go after him. So that's exactly what she does. She goes after her brother, and she finds him in the back of this trailer, and he's got all this disgusting, gross alien secretion on him, which, guess what? That's a callback to the very first movie, because there's this, like, deleted scene where they found Dallas and the same stuff, that they, like, cut that out of the movie. But if you guys have ever seen the deleted scenes, you know what I'm talking about. So she finds him, he's like, no, it's a trap, and it's like all of us in the audience like, yeah, it's obviously a trap. Now, this is when she has a machete, so the xenomorph, of course, shows up. You're waiting for the jump scare, and then the xenomorph gets up on the roof, and then she stabs it, the acid, so they discover about the acid blood. And while I was watching this, I was just like, this xenomorph isn't scary. You know, if it wasn't the music and, you know, the fact that they edit it to make you afraid, it's not scary. I was more, you know, kind of about, like, the body gore stuff and, like, the gross stuff. I am a whammon, so I get grossed out pretty easily. But I'm just, the very first movie, it was like one alien taking out everyone on the ship, and it was terrifying. Even in Aliens, they're terrifying. This, I mean, it's so obviously a dude in a suit, and it, like, the fight scenes, I mean, I get it that she's, like, a synthetic, and she's got, like, super strength, but I'm just like, I don't know very many 12-year-olds that are versed in hand-to-hand combat. It's not like we had seen that she has been, you know, in fights throughout her childhood. Certainly not one where she can take on this, like, crazy, literally programmed to fight, kill, and destroy alien. So she's fighting with it. He's kind of fighting with it. Again, he is, like, the biggest twink out there, so I don't know how he's still alive. I don't know how he survived the fall. And I get it that sometimes aliens keep certain humans alive because it could be a potential good host for the queen. But aside, like, the only reason they're alive is for plot armor. That being said, this whole sequence between him and her, it's like, okay, she shows up to save her brother. They're fighting. They get the alien out of the back of the truck. The alien is obviously trying to kill them, and she is fighting with it. And obviously, she's the one that's fighting with it because she's the synthetic. He's trying to help. The alien's tail does pierce him, and we find out later that it's in one of his lungs, which has to be removed. But they're in this, like, basically the basement, on there's, like, these industrial doors on the side, and she's like, get open the door. So he's over here struggling to push the button, and she's trying to, like, get the xenomorph behind the door so they can close the door. And what happens? Oh yeah, the xenomorph drags her in, and he has to, like, try to get the door open by hot wiring it. For whatever reason, he somehow knows how to hot wire it. There's no button to, like, there's no open button. Apparently everything's malfunctioning, which that, I will say, the building did get crashed into by a giant spaceship, so I get it. I'm actually surprised the door worked in the first place. I actually thought that would be the plot point, is that the door doesn't open, but it does. But guess what? The xenomorph drags her in, and he's, like, trying to get in. It's like, oh, the tension. Is he going to save his sister? It's like, oh, spoiler, she's the main character, so I'm pretty sure she's going to survive. And he gets the door open, he gets a flashlight, and he sees the xenomorph is headless because this bitch cut his head off. And apparently this is, like, super intense concrete because it's not really melting the floor around the headless xenomorph. And then you see, like, the white dripping down, and she is injured. She collapses. He starts spitting out blood, and the other synths show up to save. Also, I just like to mention, which I probably should have done in the beginning, but when it's, like, an ensemble cast and there's different storylines, I like, when I do my reviews, just to follow each storyline, and I'll mention, like, when they intersect with each other. But so I'm going to be following, like, the 3 main plot points that are going on in this. Now, aside from the other side character plotline, most of the episode takes place all at the lab. So basically, what knockoff Timothy Chalamet here wanted everybody to do was, hey, let's steal from Wayland. Let's get all the stuff that, you know, they had their mission for. Let's take it all back to our lab, which makes sense because they're competing and they're like big, gigantic corporate assholes. And so it's like, all right, this could not possibly go wrong. Like, these aliens somehow got out and killed an entire ship of people and made it crash into Earth. Yeah, and nothing could possibly go wrong. And his assistant people, they're basically like, dude, we're so close to like finishing this project and going public with it. Are you really sure you want to bring in all of these unknown alien species? And he's like, yeah, it'll be fine. We have a lab. We have a safe quarantine lab. It'll be fine. And all of us in the audience are like, it's not going to be fine. And of course, what does he do? He's in there with Blondie and he sees the egg. He walks up to it, puts his face right there. And it's like, oh my gosh. And all of us are like, ah. But of course, he's probably the main villain. Cough, cough. I'm assuming that these 3 characters, you know, the egg can count as the aliens, but these, in my opinion, are the 3 big bad of the show. And so he puts his face right there. He notices that it starts opening. He's like, get out. Only synthetics are allowed in the lab. So he cannot be in the lab anymore and can't, you know, be all weird, I'm a super young genius guy, and be prancing around in the lab. He's got to watch from afar. So only the synths are allowed in the lab with all the aliens. Then there's this weird scene where one of the Lost Boys, that's actually a girl, goes in, and it's obvious that she's completely jealous of Wendy. Knockoff Timothée Chalamet is pretty pissed off that Wendy, his favorite, is injured and they're trying to fix her. And then this other chick comes in and she's basically like, oh, I can be your favorite. I just downloaded French so I can speak French. So I'm getting the vibe that they're kind of like the Matrix and they can just download skills, which is maybe why Wendy knew how to fight in hand-to-hand combat or with a machete with a xenomorph. Maybe she downloaded it. Hopefully they answer that, because right now it's like, oh, you know, I don't think that this random 12-year-old who was like dying of cancer basically knew how to fight a big, gigantic, strong, killing machine alien in hand-to-hand combat. But this chick is just like, I can be your favorite. I can be the new Wendy. And of course, we know knockoff Timothée Chalamet, his whole thing is that he just wants to have an intelligent conversation with someone that's, you know, at his level of genius, or if not smarter than him. And I got the sense in this scene that he was just kind of fucking with her. Like, he's like, oh yeah, you know, we'll see, go learn some more things, and then yeah, you can potentially be my favorite, but he has no intention of her being the favorite. That's the vibe that I got from it. But that was basically all of the scenes with knockoff Timothée Chalamet, probably the main villain, if not like the, you know, second to first main villain. Then we have the cyborg that works for Weyland that basically killed everyone, or helped kill everyone on the ship for the search and rescue mission. Now, in the last episode, he had the encounter with 2 of the kids, and he whispered into this one's ear, and then we find out that, shockingly enough, the shady company that turned all of these sick kids into synths, they actually are recording everything, and all of the kids have like cameras in their eyes, so they saw everything that this kid saw, and they, I guess, missed it, whatever it was that he whispered into the kid's ear. And so again, these are children in like adult robotic bodies. So he's reacting like a kid. He's drawing little pictures of the xenomorph and like his experience, and they're like 2 kids, him and the other synth kid, they're hanging out on the couch talking, and like he's very uncomfortable, and I felt like he was gonna curl up and start crying in the corner, like that kind of sensitive little kid. But again, it's weird because it's an adult actor doing all of this stuff, so you have to keep reminding yourself, it's like, oh yeah, this is supposed to be like a 12-year-old kid that was like dying and is away from mommy and daddy and just witnessed all these horrific things and monsters, and now is just supposed to be completely okay. And he's very traumatized, the fact that this guy had like knives for hands. But then he has a talk with one of the scary prodigy security guy, and he just tells him, oh, this is what he whispered, like, when is a machine not a machine? And then later on, he's watching cartoons, of course. He's watching Epic, which is one of those ones that I was like, oh yeah, Epic. I liked it. It definitely could have been better, but the 3-eyed pug in it is adorable. And then, guess what? This mofo starts talking to him. He somehow can talk to him, and he's basically, it's leading the way that he is going to emotionally manipulate this child to find out where they are so he can break into the facility and get all the aliens back. And we know this because he called Weyland and he talks to the lady's like granddaughter, because she's like, oh yeah, you've been away for 65 years. You're used to talking to my grandma. It's me now. I'm in charge. And she's like, you're off the hook, man. He's like, no, I'm going to go get it back. This is my life now. All my family's dead. I have nothing left except for this mission. I'm going to complete the mission and get the aliens back for you. And I'm just kind of like, homeboy, you probably should have listened to her because this isn't going to end up well. But plot. So that's what's happening with these characters. Now, last but certainly not least, we get into the body horror alien aspect of the episode. So remember how I said earlier in the episode, Wendy and her brother were fighting the xenomorph and he got stabbed in the lung? Well, guess what? They got him back. They got her back. She's obviously injured and getting fixed. And at this point, she technically is fixed. They're just waiting for her to wake up. And her brother had to go get rushed into surgery because he got stabbed by a freaking xenomorph tail. And they take out his freaking lung, and this weirdo, since he saw that the egg started opening when it was around organic life, he's like, okay, let's see. So he and a couple of the other Lost Boys cut into the egg, take out the face hugger, restrain it, cut open the face hugger, and take out this little embryo fish tadpole thing, and then they put it into this beaker that has the lung, and we see the little alien tadpole infect the lung, and they're gonna grow some kind of weird lung type of xenomorph. This couldn't go possibly wrong at all, right? Well, while this is going on, Wendy has some kind of telepathic thing going on with the aliens, or she can hear different wavelengths, if that's the correct word. Or I guess I should say she can hear different signals or levels of pitch. So she wakes up because she can hear them cutting into the alien egg, and then she can hear them killing the facehugger, and then she can hear them infecting the lung. And so that makes her wake up, and she's got to get to it, and she's just completely dazed and confused about it and getting closer and closer, and then she collapsed right outside of the lab. Actually, no, I think I remember seeing her open the door. I don't know if she actually got into the floor. I'm pretty sure she did, but the way that they shot it, they tried to shoot it. I don't know if it was where the actors weren't in the room, and so they were just trying to get a good shot of her, because they don't actually see her. Maybe that'll be the opening of the very next episode, is them turning around and seeing her collapsed on the floor. But she's on the floor, and the episode ends because, cliffhanger, what's gonna happen? Everyone that's ever seen an Alien movie or literally knows anything about Alien knows this is gonna go horribly wrong. So they're making a xenomorph. She already killed the other xenomorph, so now we got to get another one. They have a room full of eggs, and I get it. They're not going to react the same to synthetics, but there are still three humans that we have seen that usually are around the labs. The security guy really doesn't come near the lab, but who knows? Somebody's going to be stupid. Oh, there is that guy that was cleaning I saw people making a big deal that somebody saw his face, and it's he's a guy clean. But who knows? Maybe that might be important. Cough, cough. But overall, that was episode 3. I will say this about the show. It does move fast enough, and it does keep me intrigued watching it, but would I say it is a very good show? In my opinion, not really. Once the show is over, I don't know if I will ever watch it again. When you have something as great as Alien and Aliens, it's really, really hard to, live up to that. I am intrigued, though, to see what's going to happen, if it's going to have any kind of payoff. But right now, I will say I really dislike that the alien is very obviously just a dude in a suit. And the main villain, I would say, it's kind of really obvious about with Timothy Oliphant. Obviously he's a synth, he's going to turn on them, and at some point he has his own agenda, very much just like David in the Prometheus and the other movies. But the main villain being this obnoxious, they really wanted Timothy Chalamet, and he wasn't going to do an Alien TV show, so they got this knockoff actor to play who's extremely obnoxious, which I get that they're trying to be, but there's something about his eyes that it's just it's just dead. So I just that, and then the kid rivalry, I don't know, maybe the show would have been better if they actually were still children. I don't know if you could have gotten the performances out of them, but it is really off-putting that they're all like young adults and you have to continuously remind yourself that they're actually like 12-year-olds. So, and that kind of takes me personally, it takes me out of it, because when the acting is like really weird, it's like, oh my gosh, and it's like, oh yeah, they're a kid. So it like takes you out of the experience of watching the show. So that's just my 2 cents on it. If you guys liked it, that's great. I'm glad that you enjoyed it. I will admit I enjoy watching it, but thinking about it, it's one of those things where it's like, this is so dumb that I can morbidly enjoy it. So that's why I'm continuing to watch it and review it. But I hope you guys liked this video review of it at least. If you did, please smash the like button. If you didn't, that's okay too. Thank you so much for watching this far through. If there's anything missed or anything you guys want me to talk a little bit more about, let me know down in the comment section. If you guys haven't yet, please smash the subscribe button and ring that bell for notifications. Make sure that bell is set to all. That way you guys actually get notifications when I post new videos and when I do live streams. And until next time, I hope you guys all have a great rest of your day, morning, evening, afternoon, wherever you are in the world. And may the force be with you, because we are really, really, really going to need it. Bye, everyone.